Let me explain the overall market analysis on November 20 on gold, right? So if you look at it on a monthly time frame, what you can see is from the monthly time frame, so the previous monthly candle moved up, rejected like this, having a long wick to the top usually means there is a high selling pressures to the down. So if you look at on a current candle, monthly candle, what you can see is the current monthly candle trying to pushing up at least to fill this wick, but it retraces back after filling the half of the wick of the previous candle. So after rejections like this, there is a less probability that this candle will continue to pushing up to fill the whole week of the previous monthly candle from the monthly time frame, right? So if you shift to the weekly time frame, what you can see is from the weekly time frame, this candle initially opened at this level and trying to pushing up to fill the week, but unfortunately it is unable to fill the previous week and started to drop down, which means there is a less probability that the candle will continue pushing up. So from the daily perspective, which gives us the clear, crystal clear mindset on a daily time frame. So from the daily time frame, what we can see is there is a resistance at this level, which is all about like 43.65, and there is another resistance at this point, which means it has created a lower high at this point. So basically, in a larger time frame, it shows the overall trend was down, right? But if the today's candle closing like a strong bearish at this point means it will create another lower high, and there is a 99% probability that this low will gonna break very soon. So today market is very crucial to spot the exact direction of the market. So from the daily perspective, we can't say much more in a daily time frame, but if we shift to the lower time frame, that is obviously the 4 hour, what we can see is it is trying to create the resistance at this point, and initially it has created the resistance at this point, which usually means it has created another lower high. So there is a higher chances that this candle will continue pushing down at least to feel these wick right up over here to the down. So need to be very crucial, and it is a crucial point. So if we shift to the further down, that is obviously the 1 hour. From the 1 hour perspective, what we can see is we need to be wait at this point where we can see a support at this point, and need to see this candle whether able to broke and close below this range, which is all about like a 40.65. So it is a very crucial range, and I need to wait for a candle to break and close below this 40.65 so that we can expect to fill this week to the down, which is all about like a 40.42, and we'll get a good range, which is like a 223 pips. It's a way big move from the 30-minute perspective, which is our execution candle. There is a support at this point, right? So from the 30-minute, yeah, this is all about a point where usually traders don't prefer to execute the trade. So 40.54 and 40.79 is the range which we need to avoid, because from the daily time frame market is trying to show us the direction. So it's better to wait for this daily candle to close bearish so that we can get a good chances in a down to the next day. But from the 30-minute perspective, it's no tradable zone in between this range, and need to wait. This time market is going to be very scary. So it is there is high probability that the market will be in between this range. So there is a high probability that market is in the sideways. That's why need to be very patient and wait for the confirmations. Anything break and close above 40.79, then we'll expect the next move will be 4108, which is all about, if I measure this range, like a 2839, sorry, 283 pips, right? So for buy, I want to candle close, break and close above these resistance. And obviously for sale, I wanted to candle to break and close below this range so that we can expect to fill this week, and even we can expect price to come below this range, which is all about like a 4330. So if I measure this range, this is a way big range, 240 pips, right? So the overall movement was down, obviously, and I'm not that much of confident to execute the trade on at this point. So I'm waiting for a good confirmation. So thank you so much, guys.